Everyone, so today we are again here with glycogen storage disease. These glycogen storage disease are what? When the glycogen is accumulated, then the disease are known as glycogen storage disease. But before seeing this video, you better watch glycogenolysis and glycogenesis so that you will understand more better after seeing the glycogen storage, glycogen metabolism. Then you will understand this better. So now we start with glycogen storage disease. In inborn errors, we have all the enzyme deficient. So when a patient is born with an deficiency of particular enzyme, then that error is known as inborn error. So at the birth only we have that deficiency. Like vitamin deficiency we have later in the life, but this deficiency of enzyme is in the inborn when we are born, so they are known as inborn errors. Now we come to the glycogen storage disease. What are these? These are group of inherited disorders that are associated with glycogen metabolism. So where the glycogen metabolism is affected, that inherited disorders are known as glycogen storage disease. They are characterized by what? They are characterized by deposition of normal or abnormal type of quantity of glycogen. When the glycogen is deposited in tissues, this is known as glycogen storage disease. Liver, hepatomegaly, hypoglycemia, and in muscle, exercise intolerance, weakness are the most affected tissue. So liver and muscles are mainly affected because they are the major glycogen occupying organs. Then these are group of inherited disorders we have seen. Then they are classified 6 type of glycogen storage disease we will see. There are many, the list is too much, but we will just see only 6 classical examples. So the first type 1 disease, that is von Gierke's disease. So the enzyme deficiency in this disease is glucose 6 phosphatase. Now all of you remember that what is glucose 6 phosphatase enzyme, where it is used. This enzyme is present in liver and it utilizes what? It utilizes glucose 6 phosphate, or it converts glucose 1 phosphate into glucose 6 phosphate. The enzyme is glucose 6 phosphatase. This glucose 6 phosphatase converts glucose 6 phosphate to glucose. This is gluconeogenic enzyme. So this enzyme is deficient. You have seen in the first step of glycogenolysis, when all the glycogen was broken down into glucose 1 phosphate. That glucose 1 phosphate was in the presence of mutase enzyme was converted into glucose 6 phosphate. Now this glucose 6 phosphate in liver is converted into glucose, but with help of this enzyme. So when this enzyme is absent, then you will not able to convert glucose into glucose phosphate into glucose. Now the inheritance is autosomal recessive. So in the 6th disease we will see that almost all are autosomal recessive, only one is dominant. The affected organ, liver, kidney and intestine, where glucose 6 phosphatase enzyme is present. Clinical features we see, it is hypoglycemia, that is the sugar level comes down. Then hepatomegaly, that is when liver is swollen. Then lactic acidosis and uric acid is increased in uric acid, and it may also give rise to gout. Now treatment is what? Frequent feeding, uncooked starch and nasogastric drip are the treatment. Now hypoglycemia, hyperlipidemia, lactic acidosis and uricemia are the characteristic features. Then we see deposition of glycogen may cause liver enlargement, and the growth is retarded in children. They will die at the early age. Treatment is to give small quantities of food at regular interval. Now the enzyme deficiency, we know now it is enzyme deficient what? Glucose 6 phosphate. We revise agar here that glucose 6 phosphate is deficient and it is absent in liver cells and also in intestinal mucosa. And inheritance, we have seen that autosomal recessive. So most of out of these 6, all the 5 are autosomal recessive, only one is dominant. It occurs, deposition takes place in liver cell, intestinal mucosa, renal tubular epithelium, and which is normal in structure but metabolically not available. Now clinical and biochemical features of von Gigg's disease. Since very little glucose is there from liver, children with this disease develop hypoglycemia, and therefore we say the deficient, because of this glucose 1 phosphate cannot be converted into glucose 6 phosphate due to deficiency of this enzyme, and it is locked in the cells. Fat is utilized as energy source, which leads to lipemia, acidemia and ketosis. Excess acetyl coenzyme, we have seen that it will cause synthesis of cholesterol or synthesis of ketone bodies. So synthesis, if it is synthesis of cholesterol, then it will produce xanthomas. Then increased fatty acid synthesis will produce fatty infiltration of liver. Then persistent hypoglycemia, we have seen again and again. This hypoglycemia inhibits insulin secretion, and which in turn inhibits protein synthesis and also causes dwarfism or growth retardation. So here, due to hypoglycemia, growth will be retarded and the children will be dwarf or dwarfism will be seen. In hypoglycemia, stimulates secretion of catecholamines, so which causes muscle glycogen to break down, producing lactic acid, and hence lactic acidosis will form. Yeah, the lactic acidosis condition will be given rise. Then comes the increased blood lactic acid. So this blood lactic acid competes with urate excretion by kidney, leading to the increased uric acid level. Because of this uric acid level, urate is excreted, and which can be developed into gout. So condition of gout is also may give rise. Then prognosis. Although many of these children die young, a number of them have survived for adolescence, when for some unknown reason much improvement can occur. Now we see all the biochemical changes what we studied before. Now we can summarize that hypoglycemia condition can give rise to increased fat breakdown. Increased catecholamines will cause glycogenolysis in muscle increase, and due to this lactic acid will increase, and increase in lactic acid will cause gout. Then insulin secretion decreases, which will cause decreased protein synthesis and growth will be stunted. Same way, increased gluconeogenesis from amino acid and glycerol and negative nitrogen balance, so the growth will be stunted. Then increased fat breakdown will lead to more acetyl coenzyme, so ketone bodies will form, which may cause acidosis. If cholesterol synthesis will increase, then it will cause xanthoma, and if the organs are loaded with fat, then obesity will be there, fatty acid infiltration will be there, hemorrhage will be there if impaired LFT, then deposited in linear tubular, then impaired renal function. Then in RBC, white blood cells are impaired. So in this way, when glycogen is loaded with other cells, then this condition will go on, and when hypoglycemia will be there, so ultimately growth will be retarded, lactic acidosis will be there, and increased concentration of acetyl will cause xanthoma, ketone body synthesis, due to this acidosis will there, and gout will also be there, increase as lactic acidosis will increase. Now treatment. Nasogastric infusion of glucose, dietary changes with frequent small carbohydrate feeding we have to give, and that to uncooked corn starch. Then elimination of food that are high in fructose and lactose. We have not to give high fructose or lactose diet. Allopurinol to prevent gout. For gout prevention we use a medicine, that is allopurinol. Then also for kidney stones. Liver transplantation is also an option where the liver with that enzyme will occur. Regulating or limiting strenuous exercise. So if this children are not advised to do more exercise. Then improving exercise tolerance by oral intake of glucose and fructose. Then injection of glucagon can be given, and eating a high protein diet can help. Now number 2, that is type 2 disease, that is POMS disease. The enzyme deficient here is acid maltase, and enzyme is present in lysosome and catalyzes the breakdown of oligosaccharides. So it is because of acid maltase, and this is also autosomal recessive disorder. Here glycogen structure is normal, but generalized involvement of organs seen included, that is heart, liver, smooth and striated muscles. Nearly all tissue contain excessive amount of normal glycogen. Clinically we see that it is enlargement of heart, muscle hypotonia is there leading to muscle weakness. No hypoglycemia. Here hypoglycemia is not there because glucose will form. Prognosis is that the infant usually die because of cardiac failure or bronchopneumonia. Death occurs before 9 months or at least 2.5 years, maybe mildly if it is milder then. So POMS disease, we say that a deficiency of acid maltase. It is also autosomal recessive. A glycogen storage is normalized in all the tissues like liver, heart, smooth and striated muscles. Enlargement of heart is seen, and death is because of cardiac failure. Then type 3, that is known as limit dextrinosis, Forbes disease, or it is also known as Cory's disease. Then enzyme deficient is debranching enzyme. So the enzyme which in glycogenolysis, this enzyme was present where? In glycogenolysis, when debranching was there, that is to break the 1,6 bonding. There debranching enzyme is absent. The inheritance is also autosomal recessive. Glycogen structure, if we see, then limit dextrin type structure is there. It is not highly branched type. It is abnormal, short or missing outer chain, and organs involved are liver and heart and muscle only here also. And clinically and biochemically we say hepatomegaly is there, moderate hypoglycemia is there, acidosis, lactic acidosis is there, progressive myopathy is there, all similar to von Gigg's disease. Then enzyme deficiency can be demonstrated in leukocytes also. Prognosis is survives well to adult life. Till adult life it can survive. Then type 4, that is amylopectinosis, or it is also known as Anderson's disease. Enzyme deficient here is branching enzyme, and inheritance, it is not deficient, not defined which type of inheritance is there. Then glycogen deposited is abnormal. Only few branch points are there, and very long inner and outer unbranched chain. Unbranched chains are longer but with no branch or very few branch points. The main organs affected are liver and heart, muscle and kidney. Okay, it is deposit also occur in reticular endothelial system also. So clinically and biochemically we say that liver is enlarged. Spleen is also enlarged as reticular system is there. Then ascites, moderate hypoglycemia is seen, nodular cirrhosis of liver and hepatic failure is seen, and enzyme deficiency can be demonstrated in WBC also and in liver. So prognosis, it is fatal. Longest survival up to 4 years. Up to 4 years only the infant can survive, otherwise it is death. Now we come to the 5th type, that is McArdle disease. The enzyme deficiency is muscle phosphorylase. This phosphorylase enzyme, what it is doing, it is first enzyme of glycogenolysis. So inheritance is autosomal recessive only. Glycogen deposited is normal. Here it is normally branched glycogen, and organ involved is only muscle, because it is muscle deficiency of muscle phosphorylase. So muscle cramps will occur clinically, that is, and exercise, on exercise, pain, weakness, stiffness of muscle, no lactate is formed, muscle recover on rest due to utilization of fatty acid for energy. Then epinephrine test is that after administration of epinephrine or glucagon, rise in blood glucose occurs, which shows that hepatic phosphorylase activity is normal. In that patient only muscle phosphorylase is deficient, liver phosphorylase is normal. So this is fifth type, where autosomal recessive is there, only occurs in muscle cramps on exercise and weakness of muscle is there, and liver phosphorylase is normal. Then comes HERS disease. Now enzyme deficiency here is liver phosphorylase, and glycogen deposited is normal in structure. Organ affected mainly is liver and WBC, leukocytes. Clinical and biochemically, enlargement of liver is there, hypoglycemia, mild acidosis present, like mild case of type 1. So it is similar to von Gigg's disease only, because the symptoms are all in liver only, and the condition has been also reported to occur in association with Fanconi syndrome. It occurs associated with Fanconi syndrome. Now we revise all. Von Gigg's we have done it in detail. So from POMS disease we do, that is type 2 disease. It is having a deficiency of lysosomal 1,4-glucosidase, or you can say acid maltase deficiency, and it is accumulated glycogen in lysosomes, and leukocytes are in with inhibitor is present, hypotonic juvenile adenyl form, skeletal myopathy is there, cardiomegaly is there. Then glycogen storage disease type 3 with the deficiency of debranching enzyme in liver and muscle, both are affected, and glycogen storage disease 4, branching enzyme is deficient, and liver accumulation of glycogen with fewer branch is there. So in both this, liver is enlarged and cirrhosis is there, hyperlipidemia, all the symptoms of von Gigg's disease are there. Then glycogen storage disease 5th is McArdle's disease, muscle phosphorylase is absent. Here in 6th one, liver phosphorylase is absent, that is HERS disease. Then glycogen is deposited in here in muscles and here in liver. Then glycogen storage disease, more the 7th and 9th are also there, but we have not done in this. So here the deficiency of phosphofructokinase is there, phosphorylase B kinase is there. Okay, thank you very much. So I hope you understood glycogen storage disease. So 6 type of glycogen storage disease we have discussed here. Before this, better if you watch a video on glycogenolysis and glycogenesis. Thank you.